This is the Holy Shekel Crypto Gematria Torah code scan for Thursday, July 9th, 2026, which is Yom Hamishi, 5th day of the week, the 24th day of Tammuz, 5786. The Torah portion of the week is Matot-Maasei. And the Daf Yomi for today is Tractate Chullin, page 70. And of the three currencies today that equal Ethereum Classic, the one that gravitated or magnetized the first finding in the scan is the USD, which is $6.95 for Ethereum Classic. It was checked at 3:58 p.m. Israel Standard Time. Jerusalem Standard Time, if it's different than anywhere else in Israel, but I think it's all the same in Israel. So, Ethereum Classic is $6.95, and it's 21 shekels, which is a Thursday number 02, and it's 608 euro. But the number that it's scanned, the Torah code scan, picked up on the US dollar first. And in this analysis, in this study, the currency is going to make a difference. I'm looking to find about the different, like I mentioned yesterday, the different flavor, if you will, the different aspect or the different vibe or the character or essence of a currency. And whatever number, when it's run through the Torah code scan, comes up first, finds something first, that's the one that takes it. So we're in the US dollar translation of the Ethereum Classic price, and the Torah code that was scanned, the method is to scan at first the weekly Torah portion, and then after the Torah portion extends to other parameters, other boundaries, and then throughout the whole Bible, and this is in the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, and then expands outward and goes out through any collection of data whatsoever. And so today, the number 695 is $6.95, but it's just the number 695 because decimal points don't matter. As long as you have each number is seen in these particular settings, the number 695 can be $6.95. It can be $6.05, $6.50. It could be any arrangement of it, as long as it's moving in one direction. And so the Torah coding finding is in this week's Torah portion. The subject is concerning vows. And this Torah portion of Matot is about a man making a vow to the Lord to prohibit himself of something. Whatever he came out of his mouth, he shall do. But then it goes on to a woman, and if she makes a vow to the Lord or imposes a prohibition upon herself while in her father's house in her youth, then she's under his household, so he can nullify it. So in the verse 5 and 6, it says, if her father heard her vow or her prohibition, which she has prohibited upon herself, yet her father remains silent, all her vows shall stand, and any prohibition that she has imposed upon herself shall stand. And then in verse 6 it says, but if her father hinders her on the day he hears it, all her vows and her prohibitions that she has imposed upon herself shall not stand. The Lord will forgive her because her father hindered her. It's interesting, he's forgiving her, even though his father is the one who annulled it. These are questions that can be asked and can be studied, and that's not really the topic for here. This is just to bring the subject matter and if it's meaningful or relevant to anyone, or it could be relevant for a future time. But this date is the date that Ethereum Classic, which is the coin of Thursday, brought forth this number, which in turn brought forth these verses. Now, how did we get to these verses? What's the technology? What's the method? And what is the Gematriatic algorithm, if you will, the permission? How did we get that number? So this is a special kind of Torah coding that I'm experimenting with. It's when you see the words kol nidareha in Hebrew. These two words appear in verse 5 and verse 6. It means all of her vows. The Hebrew words all of her vows is kol nidareha. Now the word kol is equal to 50 in standard Hebrew Gematria. And the word nidareha, all her vows, is equal to 269 in standard Hebrew Gematria. But if you but since the words are next to each other, and you write 26950, if it's just a string of digits, so then you'll see the number 695 there. You'll see 26950. You'll see 2 on the outside, 0 on the other side, 2 and 0 on the outside, and you'll see 695. That's a permission. That's allowed. That's how you get the number 695. Because you have kol nidareha equaling, if you read it from left to right or right to left, but when you read numbers, even in Hebrew, see, Hebrew is written from right to left, but numbers are read from left to right, just like English. And it's interesting that even people who speak Hebrew, Israelis, anything, mathematics is still going from left to right. When you write, let's say 1781 or 695, you're starting from the left and you're going to the right. I wouldn't read it 596. I would read it 695. Even an Israeli person who reads their letters from right to left, they would still read their numbers from left to right, like English. So this program uses a combination of the numbers direction with the Hebrew direction. So the Hebrew is read from right to left. So you read kol nidareha. However, those two words, their numerical values, if they're placed on top of them, and you read it the other way, as you would read English or you read numbers, you would read 26950. I'm sorry, 26950, right. So, I'm not sure what to call this thing yet. I think this sort of algorithm could be programmed in a computer. I'm sure it could be. And I want to see if there's something that can be a synthesis, some kind of a synergy, or some kind of I'm not saying reconciliation, but it's something like that. It's like a balance between maybe synergy is the word, between English and Hebrew, as they're both read in different directions, but numbers are read like English. So numbers would be considered the English, and Hebrew would be the original language of the Bible. And so this is the first day that is being done, Thursday, July 9, 2026, Yom Hamishi, 24th day of Tammuz, 5786, Matot-Maasei, and the Daf Yomi is Chullin 70. The USD, when checked at 3:58 Israel time, Ethereum Classic ETC had a value of $6.95 per ETC.